What's going on, everybody? It's Tom.
And it's Jamie. Welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast.
The Chronicles of 2000 Trees 2024.
I'm Mac.
Dara.
Simon.
Ben.
Lovely stuff. Thank you so much for joining us today, guys. It's
Thanks for
massively
having us.
appreciated. Not at all. How are all your personal Saturdays treating you?
Yeah, not too bad, man.
Yeah,
It's different. It's different playing at getting up playing at 12 o'clock, you know. And, yeah.
Getting naughty at noon. It's a weird one, but we're here for it. We're not going too crazy because we have a writing session back in London.
Oh, okay.
4-hour fucking rehearsal after this, so we're having a few beers, we're having fun.
I'm thinking of any excuse to get out of practice.
Same.
Oh shit, I've got that thing going on with the stuff, you know that? Yeah, that. Love it. Perfect. So how was the set, boys?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Like at first, I thought we stood out at a festival like Trees, but no, it went really well, man. Like
Good.
yeah, no, I was surprised.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Sound was great on stage. I don't know how it was for the people we were punishing.
Oh yeah.
out in the crowds, but the guy in the banana suit running around the pit, he seemed to be having a good time.
Oh, we love it.
That lifted our spirits. So our singer Chris even signed his suit. So
Yeah, I really feel like he came out of his skin.
No, there you go.
So Simon's not just a drummer; he's a dad joke.
We love that shit. We love that shit.
How about you, Ben? How was
Yeah,
your first?
it was really good.
It was really good.
Is it? I guess it's kind of weird though, being on that midday. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're thinking that people are gonna, especially on the last day.
We
There's,
got up and ready about 9-10 o'clock, you know,
Yeah.
to come here. So
We were all sitting in silence in the hotel room at like 7 a.m. just like.
we were playing 2 hours, man. So
But I mean, we did Bloodstock like 2 years ago, and that was a similar thing. It was like a midday set, and it was packed, and it was great. So, yeah, man.
good.
Cheers
Well,
for it.
I mean, compared to an Inhuman Nature show, compared to a festival set, do you change your set list accordingly? It's like, if people might not be so familiar with yourselves, say, it's like, let's just drop all the fucking bangers in here to draw the people in.
I think our fans probably wish we'd change our set list
Okay.
more. Oh, they're doing that one again. Yeah, I mean, we do. Yeah, we do. We do kind of tailor it to what the environment we're playing. Like, if we're playing a hardcore festival, we're going to play the shorter, more beat downy kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. We just stoned in the van yesterday, throwing out song titles. So, I mean, what's your perspective, you two?
Well, yeah, it's the same set we played the last couple of shows. It's got one new song, which we're going to hopefully record in November.
Amazing.
So it's quite nice to play a new song as well. Yeah, I mean, the rest of them are kind of, I wouldn't say bangers, but the more well-known ones. So, yeah, it was good.
just the hits.
Absolutely. So, as a podcast, we're ambassadors for the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. I was about to say, are you aware of this foundation and story? But there's a lot of nods there. I'm going to say yes.
Yes, and that was the stage we played at Bloodstock, the Sophie stage.
Yes, it was, yes. So, basically what we're doing this weekend is we're just talking to people in bands, basically find out, as we're all this one big alternative community, is this something you guys have had to experience personally, where you've had stereotypes put on against you or treated differently just because the music you listen to, the way you're dressed, whatever it may be? Is this something you've had to experience yourself?
Literally yesterday.
Yeah, this morning.
this
This morning and yesterday. I mean, like I'm not gonna fucking complain. I'm a straight white male, but yes, you do still get weird shit. Like yesterday, I was wrapping up work at a £3 million townhouse in fucking Islington, and as I was coming out covered in shit from working on the garden, people in the street were just looking at me like with disgust. Which I would expect in like Kensington or somewhere else, but I was like, Islington, I thought it was more kind of liberal, but whatever. And then this morning, me and Simon left the hotel to do a little snack run at Sainsbury's, and this guy at the end of the street walking his dog, some local, was like, oh, made a beeline for us, was waving, and then just got his camera phone out and filmed us and didn't say, and then I was like, fuck off, man, or whatever, and he was like, yeah, great. I don't think I was that tough because I was eating hula hoops at the time, so it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to like.
It was like I've never seen someone wear, a bit of, so to describe Dara, black jeans, black kind of vest, and like bullet kind of, stuff.
I wasn't even wearing all this shit. I think it was just the maybe the mohawk. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
just
know.
a weird reaction. It's not a normal reaction, is it?
No,
Not at all.
Do you get any?
I mean, occasionally I get someone shout out of the car, like, cut your hair, you long-haired prick, or something like that still.
That's just him.
Yeah.
Jealous. Someone's falling out.
But I mean, like, no, I'm so used to it now, you know, like, I mean, like, it was at its peak, like, 15 years ago, so I've had to deal with it for the best part of 20 years now, so, you know.
I get the odd comment, but it's just like whatever. I don't care.
Nothing that stands out anymore, you know.
I was in another band years ago, and we were in fucking Preston or somewhere in the middle of nowhere. We were loading into a venue, and it was pretty much on a roundabout in the town square. So all these cars were going past us, like really close to the van. And this one car did like 3 takes around, 4 around the roundabout. And finally, he'd worked up what he wanted to say, and on like the 4th time, he rolled down his window and he just went, "The Beatles!" and sped off. And I was like,
I wish you were the Beatles.
It's like Wayne's World. It's like we're the shitty Beatles, you know. Like no one of us looked like a Beatle, you know. Like it was so weird.
It took him 4 goes round a roundabout to think of the Beatles.
Yeah, it's just like he's like, think of a rock band, think of the Beatles. Yeah, perfect.
Heavy Beatles all time. Fuck me. Boring. But what's really upsetting, and it shouldn't have happened, is that you just said a minute ago. I'm used to it now.
Yeah, man.
Shouldn't have to be. It's ridiculous. But obviously, when we were growing up, and what happened to Sophie was a different world to what we're in now in 2024.
It was at its peak then.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Do you think it's easier now to be part of this alternative community than it was back then?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But for certain people, I mean, you look at like the Brianna Gray murder. You know, I feel like trans rights are very much tied into what we're talking about, and you know, it's not just alternative music, it is living an alternative lifestyle to an extent for a lot of people. You know, even if you do work a 9 to 5 and take the suit off and then go to a gig and let your hair down, you still have to hide that from your employers. I have a lot of friends who have to do that. You know, I've got a friend who his manager was like, if you cut your hair, very long, he's like, if you cut your hair, we'll promote you instantly because you're an asset, you're a great worker, but we need you to get rid of the hair. And again, that's like a straight white male, you know, it's like not the most oppressed person on earth. But yeah, it does still happen, I think, yeah.
Having said that, you know, it's still kind of, because of the music we are, I mean, let's be honest, let's not kid ourselves, you know, there's people like screaming like, you know, mentalists on stage and like it's heavy music, and it's not the norm, is it? In terms of like, it's not popular, it's kind of a niche kind of thing, it's a unique kind of music, and we love it, but to people that don't or aren't into it, it is a little bit strange, and you get the comments at work and stuff, and like, you know,
You work at a school.
I work at a college, and like, you know, and it's like, you know, some people have seen some videos and stuff. I kind of keep it a little bit down low, but some people have seen videos and, you know, and hear the music and they're like, can't understand what the singer's saying. It's like, neither can I, to be honest.
That's just Chris. It's nothing to do with the music.
Sorry, yeah. But yeah, it's just because they're not into it, and it's so far, you know, far-fetched and kind of out of their normal like pop music or whatever they're into.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Max says, you get used to it. It's just because, you know, and you shouldn't have to. No, of course you shouldn't have to. But yeah.
I think that's where it needs to be, though, where it's just a case of, well, it's not for me. It's like, I don't understand grime music, but I'm not going to start hitting people for being into it. But bringing it back to yourselves, we interviewed Overpower yesterday morning, and they couldn't have been more excited to talk about something that's happening very soon, as you are going on tour with them and with Grove Street. How excited are you for this tour?
Oh, mega, man. Like, it's like a brilliant package, you know.
Yeah.
Like, there's no like odd band out sort of thing, you know. Like, you know,
It's a pretty elite lineup, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
yeah, exactly.
It felt like Simon, you were really pushing for this because it's like such a nice package of UK crossover.
Yeah, the last tour we did was with Crowbar, so obviously a bit different crowd, different vibe. Great shows every night, and it was great. You know, one of my favourite bands.
I mean, not every night, but.
Oh yeah. But you know, just it'll be a different vibe. It seems like it's going to be more of a summer party kind of vibe for this one. So yeah, we're very excited.
Yeah, it should be a giggle.
How's it been seeing the posters around this place? Has that been?
Oh yeah, we saw those yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah, no, that was a shocker. I seen it on Facebook stories, and I was like, yeah, fair enough, they're promoting it. So yeah. It was good. It was a nice little surprise.
my boss is an old skateboarder, so like the London show is at Blondie's, and they're going to build like a little mini ramp or something like that. So even he's heard about it. So he was like, oh, my skate friends are posting about this fucking show, and you're playing. And I'm like, yeah. So it's getting out there, you know. People are
quite a possibility that you're going to get fired the next morning.
I'll be fired before then. Don't you?
Guys, this has been so much fun. Thanks for taking the time out to chat with us.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We're going over.
Hello, we are Interlaker. I am Jack.
And I'm Will.
Absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for joining us today. So, how's your personal Saturday treating you?
It's amazing so far. I mean, it was kind of a whirlwind getting here. We arrived 2 hours or so before the set, straight in the action, straight onto stage, played the show. Almost feels like a distant dream now. And you know, straight into like chatting to people about the show, and they're like, "How was it?" And I'm like, "I think it was good." You know, it's always just such a rush.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Where am I?
No, but we're on cloud nine now. We're having a great time.
Do you find that when it's a build up to a show as well, you get really excited about it, and then before you know, you're like, "Oh, it's done." Where did that go?
Literally, I don't remember much about it.
Do you
I
not?
remember having an amazing time, but it just half an hour is a short amount of time.
Yeah,
And when you're on stage, it just disappears.
it's crazy.
But,
But it was all good. Yeah, enjoy it.
It was incredible. Yeah, it was better than our expectations, you know, and we
Good.
expected quite a lot.
Yeah.
It was really amazing. We appreciate it.
No, not that's amazing. I love that. But with an Interlaker show compared to a festival show, do you change the set list up accordingly? So it's like people might not be so familiar. Maybe we want to bring more people in. Let's just drop all the bangers.
Well, the thing you have to remember is we've played 3 gigs, so as Interlaker, we've only played 3 shows.
Oh, okay. Fuck.
So like,
sorry.
No, not at all. All I mean by that is just that we are. You know,
Fresh.
we've done 2 headlines where we played every song we've ever written. To
Nice.
put out.
Yeah.
And then we've done today, which it was cool to do a set where we only played songs that we've released.
Okay.
So that was cool, just knowing that people will know the tracks. But I imagine if we had more songs and if we'd played more shows, we would treat them very differently. But today was the first day that we got to play a full set of songs that we've already released. So it's nice. It's nice not having to be like, "You'll hear this one day, thanks so much." You know.
Yeah. I mean, the fact you're playing 2,000 Trees for your 3rd show is fucking incredible on its own, to be fair.
It was the first show we were offered. Even, James Scarlett contacted us, like a couple of weeks after we announced the band. He was like, "Do you guys want a show?" And we're like,
That's amazing.
yeah, so
that is awesome.
we are very grateful to the guys at Trees, and we've all played here or been here multiple times over the years. So we know how special the festival is, and it's just always nice to be asked.
Amazing. So us, the podcast, we're ambassadors for the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. Are you aware of Sophie and the story?
I did look up the story when I found out we were going to be chatting with you guys.
Amazing. So basically what we're doing, we're talking to bands this weekend because we're all one big alternative family here at 2,000 Trees. It's basically find out if you guys have ever been treated differently or had stereotypes put upon you simply because the music you listen to, the way you dress, just being part of this community. Is this something that's affected you in life?
I think it's probably affected most people in the music scene. I think that by being a musician, most people have chosen that path. Well, most people at quite a young age, and I think there's a bit of stigma when you're in school and stuff like that, in terms of the division of people into sports, people into music. And me and Will went to the same school. Will's my brother, so we grew up together, same school. And I think we both felt that divide of being the musician who's not part of like another social group. That said, I've experienced how awful it is for other people a lot more than I've experienced it happen to me.
What about yourself, Will? Is it something you've had to put up with yourself?
Yeah, certainly going back to school, back when we were at school, it was a bit like that. It was, if you listened to music and, played instruments, you went into football or stuff, there was a bit of a divide there. But to be honest, also, like Jack was saying, more than anything, I think seeing what other people have experienced much worse, and myself, that's sort of more to the point, I guess. Yeah.
Obviously, when we were all growing up, and 2007, what happened to Sophie? 2024 is a very different world. It's a whole different world. Do you think it's easier to be part of this community now, or still work to be done?
Definitely more. Sorry, definitely more work to be done, but I definitely think also it is easier. It seems that way. So obviously, I'm experiencing it now as an adult against when I was younger. It's different, but it's also at a different time in my life. But it seems like things are heading in the right direction. But yeah, still more to be done, definitely.
Totally, yeah. It's both, isn't it? I think that there's a much stronger community around awareness of of the way people are being treated as completely unacceptable, and I think that people are getting better at calling out unacceptable behaviour, and I think that having podcasts like this which spreading awareness of like really terrible things that have happened, it's just amazing that there's more awareness now, but I think that there'll always be more to be done, which is why we appreciate what you guys do.
But going back to yourselves, you have announced, obviously you mentioned the songs have been released, but you have announced your record is coming out in October. How excited for you to get this out in the world?
Mega excited. It's been I think we've had the album in our hands for nearly a year now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in fact, actually, the deadline for when I sent it to mix was the night before I played Trees last year. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's kind of been in the ether for a year. So obviously these things are, you've got lead time for vinyls and everything like that. So much work goes behind the scenes. So we're comfortable with it now, and we forget that other people haven't heard it. And so it's exciting to know that they'll actually know what you're talking about when you're talking about songs and stuff. So yeah, we're very excited.
They'll come out and you'll be like, oh, that old thing.
Yeah, I'm bored of it. Let's do another one. Yeah.
Incredible. Gents, thank you so much for taking time to sit out and chat with us today. It means the absolute world.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Yeah, hi, I am Ben, the bass player from The Nightmares.
Hi, I'm Adam from The Nightmares.
She saw something in the dark.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you both. Thank you so much for joining us. How are your personal Saturdays treating you?
It's been good. We got here about, like 2 hours ago now. I've never actually been here before, so it was lovely to just...
Welcome.
Yeah, so we've wanted to play here, but I've not actually, despite living in Newport, which is not far away.
Sorry about that. I've just left there,
agree,
so yeah.
We do agree, but it's been great. The show was awesome. So
amazing.
It's it's just been awesome.
Yeah, it's been really fun. We've not done like festivals like this as a band before, so this is our first big festival.
Wow. Okay.
So bit of a whirlwind, really. Like we got here, played, and now we're talking to you guys, and it's just been great, isn't it? It's been awesome. Yeah.
How was the set?
It was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing. I guess going off what I was just saying, we were quite nervous doing a festival like
this. But do you think it's a good thing though, right? Being feeling because it means you give a shit.
Yes. Yeah. If we were coming in not caring, we'd be worrying.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good nerves. But yeah, we had a really full tent, and the set went well, and
amazing.
People were singing along and stuff, and it's just all the things you hope it can be.
There's nothing better when fans sing back at you. There must be no better feeling.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Yeah, that's why you do it, really, if you can connect with someone. I know it's a really generic answer, but...
No, not at all. You're good.
There was a bunch of people down the front singing, and it's just really cool. But that's a very new thing for us as a band, so yeah, it feels awesome. Yeah.
So, for like a Nightmares gig, say, compared to a Nightmares festival set, do you change setups up accordingly to be like a cater to maybe, people might not be so familiar with us because obviously there's a lot of people, there's a lot of bands here and that sort of thing, to draw those people in?
Yeah, I guess so. We made the set a little bit more compact and sort of shorter but more impactful, I guess, in terms of, I think you probably put a few more like mid-paced songs in usually in the middle of the set, this was a bit more, like one after another, like
just the bangers.
Just bangers.
Yeah.
Our bangers.
Bangers.
Yeah. Exactly. I didn't want to say that word, but bangers.
Yeah. Big yourself up there, bangers. It's fine.
It was a lot of bangers.
There's a mash with that.
Totally. Fucking hell.
Sorry.
That wasn't me.
So, us as a podcast, we are ambassadors for the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. Are you aware of Sophie and the story?
Yep.
Wonderful. So basically, we're talking to artists here at the festival because we are all one big alternative family. So basically find out, have you guys ever had that where you're treated differently, had stereotypes put upon you, whatever it may be, just because of the music you're listening to, the way you're dressed, whatever that may be? Is that something you've experienced?
Yeah, I come from a little village or town called Pontypool, which I do love. I've grown to love. But yeah, it was a lot, very. I guess you describe it as closed-minded, and yeah, in school and stuff, like I wouldn't say I was bullied or anything, but like at least when I was a bit younger, I had a few issues, nothing severe. But yeah, we were always called moshers and that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have a good story once where I was walking through the local park. Actually, we got beat up. A load of us got beat up in Pontypool Park by a guy, like when we were like 14 or 15, and this guy was a boxer, and he was in his 20s, and he came over and he was like, oh, everyone's skating, and he's like, what are you doing? And we were like, we're just skating. He was like, no, you're staring at us. And then he just started laying into everyone. What the fuck? And there was girls there and stuff, and we were all like kids. And he got arrested, and it was all on CCTV and stuff, so he did get done for it. That was the worst. That was the worst one. But other than that, it's just being, like people say, like, what are you coming as is a good, a Welsh thing. They come up to you and they go, what the, are you coming, like, I swear I don't know, what the fuck you look coming as? I'm like, don't know about you, but.
Similar, I guess, being from Newport, it's pretty, especially when we were growing up, it's probably a little bit better now, but quite closed-minded, sort of small town, it's a city now, but a town. So yeah, we probably typecast as being like outsiders, or you would get pushed around when you were a kid. So I think there's probably still is an element of that, kids being treated differently because of what music they listen to, and we definitely experience that where we come from.
Sure. Absolutely. But looking forward now to 2024, like compared to when we were growing up and when what happened to Sophie, the world's a very different place. So do you think it's a bit easier now growing up as part of this community, or still work to do?
It's a good question. Trying to put a bit of thought in it to give it the right, the answer it deserves. I think it probably, I'd like to think it is. I think since I was young, I guess emo became, I use that term broadly. My Chemical Romance, everything. They really brought a lot of people together. So I think, well, when I was a little kid and when new metal was happening and stuff, there was a lot more, I think people were like more prejudiced against goths, as people would say. But now I don't think, I'd like to think that it's a lot more community based now.
Yeah, you'd like to think so.
Yeah. Hopefully, that's all I can say, just hopefully. There seems to be more, alternative culture seems to have crossed over a little bit, which is good.
Absolutely, you're not the first person to say that this weekend, it does seem to have happened. But bringing it back to you guys, you released, I'll try that one again in English, shall I? You released your latest single, Something in the Dark, earlier this month. How has it been received? How's it gone down?
It's been amazing. Yeah, we've been really excited for this like new era of the band, and we actually recorded that song and released it really quickly, which is something we don't normally do. We I think finished tracking the song and shot the video the next night. And then put it up ready for release a couple of weeks later. So it was a really scary thing leading up to our release because we had done it all so quickly. But the reception's been amazing. Our fans and stuff have been super nice with the comments, and it's getting lots of numbers and stuff, which is a good thing, I guess. But the main thing is it seems like people get it, which is really nice. So yeah, it's been awesome.
Amazing. That's exactly what you want, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing. Absolutely. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Really appreciate taking time out to talk to us
so much, guys.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, lovely to meet you.
Thank you, man.
Cheers.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tom Jenkins. At 2000 Trees, pleasure to be here with you guys.
Father, I'm not going away, I'll stay and work the land.
Thank you so much for joining us, Tom. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. So, how's your personal Saturday treating you?
Yeah, it's been good. I woke up at home this morning, I had a few things to do on the farm, and then I moochied on. Well, I played yesterday, went home, and then travel back up today then. So
yeah, I think it's definitely worth it, isn't it?
Well, it was. I was doing the Sappening podcast, just come off stage now. So I've yeah, just come back up and watch a few bands and and chat to you guys.
Yeah, but appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming back. I know it's small for Sappening, but still, we love the Sappening
No,
boys.
it worked out perfectly. So no, not at all.
That's grand. So obviously you played yesterday.
Yes.
How was it?
Oh, it's amazing, you know, that forest stage is such like a great vibe and like such a unique like setting, and I think, you know, it's it's just a perfect place to just like shake off a hangover in the morning, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
It's just funny, just like you walk on stage, everyone's like rosy, like cheeked, and they're like, you know, just about, you know, just they're like, oh, maybe questioning why they're at the festival, and then, you know, hopefully by the end of the set they're, you know, revived, like, or not.
I think that's the beautiful thing about trees, though, is that no matter how hammered, hungover, like whatever anybody is, everyone always turns up.
It does.
People show up in droves.
It's a great community of like, you know, of, music fans, and you know, my music is kind of maybe like scoped off this kind of like genre of festival, but it, you know, it was a pleasure to come here and, you know, still play my music, and it's probably like my 5th time playing it now with my old band Straight Lines and a few solo appearances, but just what a festival, and just, you know, the lineups are just so good every year, and I mean the site is just amazing.
Yeah.
You know, credit where it's due, they do a great job, don't they? So
how was the Sappening podcast?
It was good. I just genuinely feel like I've just been on a roller coaster for like an hour. Just my head is just like completely fried. Yeah. It was like it was like an audience.
Yeah.
So it was, it just flew by, thankfully. Because the biggest worry was like, well, what happens if we got nothing to talk about like after 10 minutes?
On stage with Sean Smith?
Well,
That was the roller coaster, just spending an hour with Sean.
No, it probably was. Yeah.
We do love the Sappening boys. They're great. So that's incredible. But just going back to you, for a Tom Jenkins show compared to Tom Jenkins festival show, do you change the set up accordingly, just so people not so familiar with yourself?
Just all the upbeat stuff for it. Well, actually, that's a bit of a lie. Try and just mix it up, you know. Like a lot of my songs are like acoustic, very heartfelt, and then there's a bunch of songs that just like, you know, let rip and have a good time. So yeah, just kind of like, it just depends. I mean, the forest stage is just perfect for, you know, my type of, you know, music and the genre of it. So it's we can kind of just like dabble with the set list. Like, being like a headline show if people are there to, you know, you could maybe just do a few like acoustic songs, but I rarely play like full band, but I think these, I really wanted to like bring a band here this weekend, like, so just because it's, you know, it's mainly like a rock metal festival, and we just kind of wanted to bring that energy then, you know, to people's lives.
Amazing. So, us as a podcast, we're ambassadors for the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Are you aware of Sophie and the
I am,
story?
yes, I am, yeah.
Wonderful. So basically, because we're one big alternative family here at 2000 Trees,
Yes.
we're basically just asking people, have you ever experienced that you've been treated differently, had stereotypes put on you, just because of the music you're listening to, the way you dress, whatever it may be, that makes you part of this community? Is that something you've experienced?
Yeah, definitely. I think growing up in the South Wales valleys, a very like hard working class place, and I think like many years ago when you walk around in skinny jeans and you know, with your big floppy fringe, it was, you know, you're always open to abuse, you know. But I guess, I don't know, but like as I said, like there's such a great community around the music, and especially in South Wales, we built such a massive scene, you know, back in those days, you know. We're talking almost 20 years ago, you know, and like Funeral for a Friend, we're playing pubs, and you know, and you know, the Blackout and Kids in Glass Houses. It was a very exciting time to be alive, but there was always, you know, I guess it was kind of that explosion of that scene was, you know, always confronted with, you know, people are, you know, we're probably seen as people who are different, you know, at that time, you know, and yeah, you know, unfortunately it's that is life sometimes, and it's, you know, it's not fair.
Not at all.
No.
It's funny you mentioned about when we had Sean on the show, I asked him what was in the water in South Wales down there, because the bands like South Wales are churning out was phenomenal.
It was amazing time, and I said most of those shows ended up in rugby clubs, working men's clubs, and cricket clubs. It was just this like really like kind of like wave of like the, you know, the scene blowing up, and obviously met with kind of like, you know, like you just average, you know, just pub goer, just thinking like, what the fuck is going on here, like, you know, yeah, you know what I mean? It was just this like scene blowing up, like, you know, but Yeah, it was amazing, amazing times, But as I said, there's always, it is. It's very sad what happens, Sophie, and it's like, fair play to you guys. You'll do everything you can, to protect people in this kind of, scene and environment. But 2,000 Trees is a credit to that. It's a great community,
Really is. But looking forward to now, like when against what we were growing up and what happened to Sophie, 2024 is a very different world. Do you think it's easier now to be part of this community and growing up in this community, or is there still work to do, do you reckon?
I mean, everything is work in progress, It's and it's just life. Unfortunately, is just full of wrong, nasty people, and it's it's hard to say, but I just definitely think times have changed, and it's. I hope people are just a bit more open-minded, to people who dress different or look different from different backgrounds in life, So, yeah, I like to think that life has moved on since those days.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's very hard to judge. I think it's still we got to wait a bit longer to find out, but it does seem to be on the up.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think? What's your kind of you still think there's a lot of
I think there's definitely work to do.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. But like I said, it is on the up, and I think as much as we like to hate on social media, I think part of it is because of that, because you could find your people.
Yeah,
but then there's that double-edged sword of also the arseholes can find you.
Yeah, of course.
So it's finding that middle ground, what we can do to do that.
Yeah,
really.
it's as you said, it's just very turbulent, platforms, and they like social media. We all want to live our lives and put it on social media, and to be bullied or harassed is just, it's just a terrible thing, and I just, I don't understand it, why, that kind of. But unfortunately, these things do happen, and we must do everything we can to kind of group together. And what you guys are doing is, a remarkable thing, and and if you can prevent something from happening, then that's a great thing, isn't it?
Absolutely. Bringing it back to yourself, you released your EP, Meadow Part 2.
Yes.
How is that? How you still riding the high from that record? How's that going?
It was a great. It was well received by radio and by people. I recorded it myself. I just it's a very raw, honest, EP, and I did finish off the drums and a few other bits with my friend Todd Campbell. I'm in his studio, but the majority of it is a very raw and honest recording, and that's kind of where I'm going. My music, just stripping it all back, really, just mainly because it's a lot cheaper to do it that way, and you just kind of if the song's good enough, it's just going to sound okay on an acoustic guitar and one voice. So it's kind of there's many elements to it, I guess. So
incredible. Thank you so much for joining us.
No, thank you.
It's been a blast talking to you. Really,
and you guys
enjoy the
have
rest
a great
of your
weekend.
My friend.
I am Nate Bergman.
That's how it goes when you jump in the deep end.
Wonderful. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks so much for having me.
Not at all, my friend. Thank you for joining us. How's your personal Saturday treating you?
It's great. I'm on 2 hours of sleep. I'm on tour with Amigo the Devil, and I just played my first UK festival set as a solo artist, so I'd say pretty fucking great.
Yeah. How was it? How was the set?
Surreal. Incredible. Truly. It sounds like I'm being sarcastic. I'm being totally genuine. It was incredible. Yeah, incredible.
Is there a difference between UK fans and American fans and that sort of thing, or?
Yeah, how much time do we have?
I mean, you've got 10 minutes, so I mean.
Okay. We could
probably do 10 minutes on that alone.
Yeah, we're gonna have to extend it. I'll be very brief. UK fans, European fans. Even though we did Brexit, which was a very bad idea.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna say it's all one contingent. UK, Europe. It's a very similar fan base.
Yeah.
People love music here. They die for music here. It's part of the culture. It's ingrained in the DNA of the UK summer. Isle of Wight was happening at the same time as Woodstock. Okay, so the appreciation for music in UK and Europe is, in my humble opinion, vastly superior.
Okay. I mean, we'll take that. Yeah, we'll take it. Absolutely. Absolutely perfect. But I mean, compared to a Nate Bergman show, say, to a Nate Bergman festival set, do you change your set up accordingly depending on?
Yeah.
To like bring new people in, that sort of thing. People might be familiar.
Yeah, I think it's really fun during a festival set. I usually pick one cover.
Okay.
If the set's 30 minutes or longer, I pick a cover and excuse me.
You all good?
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
I pick a cover and I usually I will pick my songs that I think have the most repeatable chorus.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
And then maybe one moment where I bring it way down.
Okay.
So that's I don't know if it works, but
clearly
it worked today. It worked today. So
what was the cover?
I did Helena by My Chemical Romance.
Nice.
But I did it in a very... Thank you very much.
Oh.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Delightful.
Go on, Ian.
You got a job.
So good. I had the really rare opportunity to be on the My Chem tour. I was supporting Thursday, and they invited me to stay on the tour with them to hang out essentially at the My Chem arena shows across the states. And I got to see My Chemical Romance in an arena setting. It absolutely blew my mind. That's it. It blew my mind, and I think, okay, we're gonna go do some UK summer alternative festivals. Helena.
Yeah, incredible.
And everyone knows the chorus, and it's funny because I say before we play it, I say, listen, everyone knows this chorus, and if you don't sing along, you're fucking lying. You're lying. And by the last chorus, every single person is singing, and today it was like,
amazing. Beautiful. Amazing. Yeah. So, us as a podcast, we're ambassadors for the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
Amazing.
Are you aware of the foundation?
I am very. My old band did a set at Bloodstock.
Ah, yes.
And we were educated at that time about it and had put some money into it, and yeah.
Oh, phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's much. So, basically, what we're trying to do this weekend is basically talk to people, because we're all one big alternative family at the end of the day, is find out if you've ever had that experience of being treated differently, have stereotypes put upon you, just because of the music you listen to, the way you're dressed, whatever it may be, just being part of this community.
Yeah, I think that everyone goes to middle school and high school, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's a very, like, sort of natural... it's sort of a natural hierarchy of, like, jocks and popular kids and then alternative kids. So, you know, it's not like I didn't have a brutal time because of it, but, like, obviously, you know, I had green hair in middle school and
Incredible.
got made fun of, you know. I'm also like, yeah, I've never really given a shit, so it's,
Yeah. Best way to be.
Exactly, absolutely the best way to be, you know.
yeah, but it sucks when anybody is judged for how they look or what their music is, and it's really awful to hear about someone losing their life over it, you know, whether that life is taken or the life is, you know, put out by the owner of the life. Yeah, I mean, look, in general, I think as a species, we could be a lot kinder to each other.
Absolutely. I don't get why people care so much, to be honest. I don't care what music someone's listening to.
I'll be honest with you, my general, like, ethos is who gives a fuck about anything. Who gives a shit? I mean, what are we... Who cares? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, you know, you see people... You walk by and someone goes, ugh, I hate chocolate ice cream. It's like, well, you're not fucking eating it. Shut the fuck up. Just, like, let's hang out. Relax.
Absolutely.
No one even offered you a bite. Relax. So
that's the best thing, isn't it? It's not like alternative people running around with headphones going, listen to this, listen to this. It's like, you're just walking down the road. Who cares?
No.
But obviously, when we were growing up and when what happened to Sophie, it's a very different world now here in 2024.
Yeah.
Do you think it's easier to be part of this alternative culture now, or still challenges out there to be?
I think the alternative culture is now mainstream, to be honest with you. I mean, again, back to My Chem. Thursday, My Chemical Romance, Cursive, Amigo the Devil, Clutch. I mean, there's a million bands that are like, were extremely alternative that are now very much in the zeitgeist of like what's happening. So it's probably a little easier now. Young folk are more open-minded now, probably.
Yes.
So, yeah, kudos to Gen Z for making it pretty much possible to be whatever you want to be.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. I don't know, like we've had this conversation all weekend about social media and like how it's that double-edged sword because people can now find their people. You find strangers in the world and be like, hey, we listen to the same music. Let's meet up at a gig or whatever. But again, you are also opening yourself up to the arseholes of the world.
If I had the choice to keep or not keep social media, I would get rid of it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, fair.
I think it's a... Yeah, let's just leave it at that.
We need another 10 minutes for that alone. But bringing it back to yourself, you released your latest single, Deep End, early this month.
Yeah.
How's it been received? How's that gone down?
It's wild. People really seem to love it, to connect with it. It's a bit more melancholy than the last single, and people seem to connect with it, so I'm just really grateful that people seem to have latched on to it. And it's really fun to play at these shows. It kind of brings everything down to a super kind of somber moment, and it's really been beautiful to hear the crowd go very silent to kind of hear the subtlety of it. So it's been great.
Amazing. Is this a sign of more things to come?
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm not going to stop now.
Nor should you, sir.
Yeah.
This has been so much fun. Thank you so much for taking the time and chatting to us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it.
And
thank you for the
I was going to say,
the cheeky little Bloody Mary.
Out of this.
Fuck yeah. Thank you guys.
It's the right time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Delilah Bon, and this is Bruna, and this is Hella.
You haven't practiced that at all, have you? Haven't practiced that. What we'll do is I'll go first, and then I'll go by the side. It'll be wonderful.
No.
They'll love it.
We don't rehearse anything. We wing it all.
Phenomenal. How's your personal Saturday treating you?
I mean, I've only just got here.
Oh, okay.
I did only just get here, and I was asleep, and I thought, oh dear, I'm gone straight into interviews.
Oh shit! Sorry.
I've had one beer, and actually, I feel a little bit tipsy. Sometimes you just have one beer, and it can just be just the right one, and you're just.
But
But you've been here since Friday.
Yes, I came here yesterday, last night. Yesterday afternoon, and it's been brilliant. I love this festival.
Enjoy it, it's incredible,
it's my
isn't
favourite
it?
I
festival.
love it.
Yeah, just wicked. Yeah.
Vibes.
Vibe check. Vibes are good.
Who have you enjoyed seeing so far?
So we saw Palm Readers last set, which was emotional. Their final ever set. Tears were had. Yeah.
But he's doing Valor now, so.
That's true.
So, but very emotional evening.
Yeah, that was good.
Perfect. Obviously, you're yet to play today.
Yes.
Excited?
Oh yeah. Silent disco.
Silent disco, which is a really interesting concept.
Yeah. Originally, when we got the gig sent to us, like the request.
Yeah.
It was very much like, will it work? Was that a thing? Like, do it. I don't know what it is, but let's just do it. Let's just find out.
So I imagine if people take headphones off, they'll just see you going.
Just.
You know what I mean? That wouldn't work. That wouldn't, because you'd actually be singing out loud.
Yeah.
So how does it? Yeah.
Capella. That's all.
Yeah, and it'll be loud. You'll hear just how loud I scream it.
But compared to a Delilah Bon show to a Delilah Bon festival show, do you change set this up accordingly? Like, if people aren't familiar, say, you want to just drop all the bangers in to bring more people in?
I think it's pretty much bangers, isn't
bangers.
it?
It's a
all bangers.
Yeah.
It's like it's a nighttime party set. We just get all bangers in.
Yeah.
It's like 40 minutes of power.
It is. Yeah. That's what most of the festivals have been.
Yeah.
And I've just been saying all the time, I need to go to the gym. It's like, oh my god, so many words.
So many words.
And then in the bits where I don't have to sing, I start screaming randomly, and I'm like, that was
way
my
more
gap.
in. Yeah,
That was my gap, and I'm screaming in it, and now I have no breath.
Your own worst enemy, that's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you wrote this album and were listening to it for the first time, it was like, she's really done herself over it, because there's a lot of words in that.
So many words.
So many words.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get into that in a moment. But as a podcast, we're ambassadors for the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. Are you aware of the foundation Sophie's story? Beautiful. So we're asking people, because we are one big alternative family here at 2000 Trees. Is this something you guys have experienced during your growing up, but dealing with being treated differently because of the music you listen to, however you dress, whatever that may be? Is that something you've had to experience?
Definitely. I think, like, I grew up the weird kid at school.
Yeah.
And the more alternative I was, the more I was picked on for it. But I think I was lucky because I just knew that I was cooler than them.
Yeah.
And I just thought, but look at you.
You're all boring little.
You're so boring, and like you all look the same, and so I was quite proudly a loner. But yeah, I saw loads of kids, like especially like young boys that would wear Slipknot hoodies and stuff, like apps. They would get beaten up at my school. Yeah.
What about yourself?
Yeah, I think that's the thing with like spaces like this, though, isn't it? Because everybody has experienced the same sort of shit growing up, and then you know you get spaces like this, and it's like, oh, everyone can be weird and themselves, and it's absolutely fine, and like there's just no limits to however you want to dress, however you want to do your hair, like just doesn't matter in spaces like this. So.
Not at all. And yourself?
Yeah, the same. But I was a bit like you. I quite liked it. I just made me want to be weirder. Literally, the more people stare. I remember once I was walking through town with my dad, and I was dressed like proper, and he was like, "Everyone is staring." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, buddy." Now it is.
But obviously, when we were growing up, and when what happened to Sophie, and you fast forward to 2024, the world's a very different place. Do you think it's easier now growing up in this community, or still work to be done?
I thought it was better. I honestly thought it was better, but then
the internet.
But then I see my brother. So my brother's just left school, and like when he was younger, like obviously having me as a big sister, I used to shave his head. I used to spray paint his hair green, and like
whether he liked it or not.
Yeah. And like as a kid, he loved all that. He loved like dressing up and doing this, and I just watched him have to change because he's like, you don't understand, at school you can't dress like this, you can't be like this, and I'm like, yeah, but just be yourself. And it's like, you don't understand, it's so horrible. And like it is.
We think it's easier because we just give less shits now. Yeah, like with
same people, but like when you're stuck, like especially at school, you're not. Yeah.
Oh, the little brats.
Grot bags, I like that.
Grot
I like that. Grot bags.
It's just kids, isn't it? They're awful. Little grot bags.
Takes me back.
But obviously, when we spoke to you last year, you were saying, I've got 30 songs I need to whittle down to this record. I don't know how I'm going to do it.
I did.
But 13th of September, we find out Evil Hate-Filled Female comes out. How excited are you to get this out?
Yeah, I'm so excited. It's like, it's my little egg.
Your little egg.
My egg.
Like the glorious
Been
egg.
sat on it for ages.
Like a glorious egg.
Do you like my egg?
I love your egg. Can't get enough of your egg.
It is. It's like
Jacked, fried, scrambled, whatever you serve it.
it is. It's 14 songs.
Amazing.
But I was like, I didn't want to include any of my previously released ones. I was like, I want it to be fresh, 14. But yeah, I'm really excited. I just think a lot of my more controversial ones, people haven't heard them yet. So,
oh, interesting.
Yeah, because I have a song called Epstein, and that's angry.
Oh.
I feel like the name tells you everything.
Pretty
self-explanatory.
I thought the internet was going to lay the level, but if that's nothing, then I cannot wait. You are, of course, also going on tour in September. I'll see you in Birmingham.
Yeah.
How excited for you to go on this tour?
Super excited.
We've missed the bonbons, haven't we?
Yeah.
The little feral bonbons.
We've missed the bonbons.
Yeah.
Because festivals are fun, but it's like usually you look out, it's new people, and then front row will be like your fans.
Yeah.
But when it's a room full of your fans,
It's just, the energy just hits different.
It's just different.
It's great.
yeah. And I forget every single time. I forget. I walk out and I think, when you've not seen your fans for so long, you like don't realise just how crazy they are. And like you like after the gig, they're like queuing up to meet me, and I've got to just like go into that mode. Like they're coming to see me. Me?
I saw it when I was here last year, 2000 Trees, and I saw you when you toured as Scene Queen as well. And I was like, fuck me, this crowd love this. This is incredible to watch. It really is.
Oh, it's so good.
And don't get me wrong, I know I'm not your target audience, but what I am is a father to 2 daughters. And the message you guys spread is phenomenal. So you'll always have my support for that
Thank
alone.
you.
Because if I can teach them to stand up for themselves like you guys, then absolutely.
No.
One last thing I do want to ask you before I let you go. When are we getting a follow-up to Kamikaze? I'm still waiting.
When I've got the time of day, honestly. Jesus, I know. Because I just ain't had time. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. No, I've got like 8 songs. Come on, Jez. Nearly ready, and I'm trying to like bloody do everything. Yeah.
Peep show.
Yeah. Trying to do my little, mixing in the bedroom. Just ain't had time of day. Soon. I mean, let's say, what day is it? Saturday, July.
Come on.
Who knows?
It's a very solid date. I like
maybe,
it.
Maybe this year, maybe next summer. Who knows?
I love a designated answer. That's great. Dedication to that answer. This has been so much fun. Thank you so much for taking the time out. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.